For the tie that binds, because you're mine, I walk the line.
We used to come across from Tauranga, of course, on the ferry to here, and we'd walk from there down to to our job site. Of course, as I said before, the bosses were picked up by car, but we had to walk. That was our job site down there. And about every year they'd be telling us that, well, next year this extension we're working on now will be the last. We probably won't be doing any more. What do we do? Well, don't know, but they always seem to come with more money, and we did another 500 feet or whatever it was. But we had our own engineers, and we didn't have consultants telling us what to do.
I keep a close watch on
we used to start the dredge in the morning without turning the cutter head. Drop the head down and it would suck up the crayfish. Illegal size, of course, but they go through the pump, and then we'd shut the pump off, and the fellows would collect them at the other end on the shore. The early piles that we've used on the wharf, we made ourselves. We built them on site, and that was when I first started. A youth labourer, that's what I did, was dismantle the shutters, the wooden shutters, scrape them with a spade and oiled them up, ready for the next lot. And they set them up on the pile beds, stressed the wires a bit, and poured their concrete. So they were all poured on site.
I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you, because you're mine, I walk the line.
Well, welcome, Trevor, to 50 years wrap-up on your service here in Tauranga. I mean, it's a real pleasure to be here and to talk about your career. It's been absolutely outstanding, and it's been an absolute pleasure for me to work with you for the last 6.5 years. When I came to Tauranga, you were very welcoming, and I appreciated all the time that you spent with me, introducing me to works. It was very special for me. And I quickly learnt that you're just an absolutely outstanding individual, and everywhere I go I meet people that have known you for a long time, and they're very complimentary about the service and particularly the respect that they have for you. I mean, it's just incredible to hear all those good things about one person. It's truly remarkable. Well done. Trevor, I just want to personally thank you for the commitment to our business every day, and wish you a very enjoyable celebration of the 50 years, a safe Christmas, and look forward to you coming back in the new year and spending some good time with us. Well done, mate.
I started up the top of the climb. I was just a leading hand, and I became a foreman up top. I had 33 men, and the odd contractor thrown in, like the bulldozers and the odd carryall and trucks. But I was a live wire then.
As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right, because you're mine, I walk the line.
Yeah, congratulations, Trevor. Pleased to be able to get my turn to say a few words. I sort of get called the old bugger having only 30 years, so it's hard to imagine what they call you, mate, having done 50. And like always, Trevor, you were there not just on the machine, you were out getting your hands dirty, throwing rocks into baskets, encouraging you guys. And I think that was, to me, the thing I remember most about you is you not just got the legacy of the jobs out there you've done, which are numerous, but the guys that have come on under your leadership and grown into great operators and labourers themselves. So I think that's the big part about Trevor Collins. Must be hundreds of guys that you've trained up in the industry. So Trevor, thanks very much for what you've done for myself. I've really enjoyed the friendship plus the camaraderie on the job, and just want to wish you all the best for whatever you get up to in the next few years. Cheers.
We did roading for Lands and Survey when they were breaking in the big farm blocks. We put roading in for them, so I did a road at Pataru, near Pataru, the back of the Mamacoos there. And stayed in a little hut. Well, I used to write 2 letters, and my wife used to write 2 letters. Well, she wasn't my wife then, of course, but I'd get the letter on the Thursday and the Friday and then come home and she'd get mine. There's no telephones, no that sort of thing.
You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
But, you know, I can say now in the latter years, dare I say it, I got up to be a project manager, but in name, I felt very uncomfortable in that position. I felt as if I'd gone too far. I'm getting away from the coalface.
We're celebrating Trevor's 50 years of service with the company, and I've known Trevor for the last 5 or 6 years since I've been in Tauranga. And I've had a look back in his file, which goes back all those 50 years in his personal file, and I've identified a few things that I'd like to share with you. Something of interest from Trevor's file that I've uncovered is that he started with the business in 1956, but it was some years later that he applied for a role as a foreman. And reading from his application form, it says, I started at the Mount where I assisted laying storm drains and working on mobile crane and dredging for 6 months. For the past 7 years I've driven all types of earth moving equipment, and mainly on earthworks and more recently on a job at Papamoa for the last 4 months. So he was successful in his application for a foreman's role, and he got a letter from the Ministry of Works which congratulated him on that, notified him that he'd been appointed to the role of foreman grade 2. Trevor back then was obviously doing a great job, and he continues to do that today, and I'd like to congratulate him on behalf of the company for 50 years of fine service.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line.